It's over, Garmadon. This is your end. You better surrender now since we have you surrounded.
Oh, please, like I'm gonna let myself get beat by a bunch of kids. For I have morals, unlike you undeveloped children who are just wannabe ninjas.
Well, we're not actually kids since we're all above 18.
You're going to get a lot of this.
Well, if I'm about to get blasted by water, I might as well take off my scarf. Don't want this thing getting wet.
You don't need to take off your scarf. The water doesn't make you wet.
Excuse me?
You heard her. The water doesn't make you wet, so you don't have to take off your scarf.
Water not making you wet? That's like saying fire doesn't make you hot. The whole point of water is that it makes you wet. So please explain why your water does not make things wet. That is improbable.
Jeez, man. Chill. It's just some water.
No, so what you're saying is that your water isn't wet?
What do you mean, isn't wet? Water isn't wet.
Who raised you, child? Water is wet. Water has always been wet. If water is always touching itself, then that means water is wet.
Garmadon, I don't think you're smart.
Who are you to be talking? I have lived 1,000 of your lifetimes. You shall not speak to me in a disrespectful tone.
Whoa, Lloyd, you gotta calm down. Garmadon does kind of have a point.
I mean, if water is always touching itself, and water makes things wet, would that mean water is always wet?
You guys are idiots. I have no idea why you're siding with the villain. Speaking of which, shouldn't we be throwing him in jail by now? Oh, yeah, you're right. I guess I kinda forgot.
Thank you, Jay. Now come on, Garmadon, let's fight since you really wanted one. No, Lloyd, I would like to hear why you think water isn't wet.
Well, I'm glad you asked. Water is the thing that makes other things wet. The property itself can't give itself that property. Therefore, water isn't wet, cause it can't make itself wet.
Lloyd, you are out of your mind. Water is constantly touching itself. Therefore, water is always wet. You can't change the circumstance because of logic and reasoning. That's stupid, Lloyd. Stupid.
First of all, it's Lloyd, and I'm not gonna sit here and argue with you. You're going to jail now.